So here we are, Expresso mail call. How's everybody doing tonight?
Excellent.
I don't hear the chat. I don't hear anybody from the chat. I'm Joe, your host for this Expresso mail call. And directly to my left, we've got Chuck Hensey. How are you, Chuck?
Great. How y'all doing?
Doing great. And below me, Steve, the voice, White. Steve, how you doing?
How is everybody doing tonight?
It's cold here in New York, Steve. I'm sure that you're freezing up there.
Oh yeah, it's cold. We're in single digits now, Celsius.
Yes, yes. And to my lower left, and just below Chuck Hensey, we have Milt. How are you doing, Milt?
I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to the show.
All right, we got some good books to show everybody. Let's take a look and see who's on the chat. We got a few people watching anyway, so let's see what's going on. All right, so we have Las Cruces as usual. How you doing? Thank you for showing up. We have Tina. It is a great panel, right?
It's a
great panel. It's always a great panel. All right, so that's great. Let's see. Spytick, Sith Lord League, thank you for stopping by. Good to see you. I thought I saw somebody else in here. Yes. Doug. Yes, it is exhausting. I was telling Doug, I'm glad I didn't do a second day this year because I was dead tired last year from yesterday. You know, I finally sat down at a panel, which I'll talk a little bit about a little bit later on. I was like, huh, thank God, you know. And then I went to bed really, really early. Let's see. I think we got C Bizzle showing up tonight. How you doing, my man? Thank you for showing. All right. And I think that's basically who we've got here right now. We'll say hello to people as they come in. So tonight we're going to do a couple of different things. We're going to show off some comics that we've gotten in the beginning, and then we're going to go the horror route in honor of Halloween, I guess. This is kind of our Halloween show, right?
Yeah, sure.
Put my mask on here. You know?
Favorite time of year.
Yeah, so I think that'll be kind of cool. We show some of the comic books we've gotten and so forth. So why don't we get started? Chuck, you want to start it off with some comic books?
I'll be glad to. So I've gotten a lot of really cool pickups. Some of them are actually from Twitter. I found a guy on Twitter who does auctions occasionally. And so a couple of these things in here are from him. Like starting off here with an early Green Lantern.
Oh, nice.
And I'm not a huge GL fan, but I like the Tattooed Man for some reason. And no good reason. He showed up in some of those JLAs that Joe is tracking down right now.
He's cool.
And I always thought he was just a neat character.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this came up on one of the auctions and nobody bid on it. So
that's Gil Kane goodness, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Gil Kane goodness.
Yeah.
So
very good. I like that one. Good start.
And then we have classic one for me, Hong Kong Phooey, because he's the #1 super guy.
Yeah.
And
nice.
You know, this is again one of the stupid runs I'm trying to put together, and you never see them anywhere. And there it was, and I had to grab it, even if it's not in the best of shape in the world.
Did you watch that show? And it was a TV show, right? I mean,
yeah. So it was a regular one on Saturday mornings. And so
yes,
it was great. We got a John Carter, Warlord of Mars. Again, great classic Bronze Age goodness. I'm now one away from finishing the series, so I'm looking forward to that. And, you know, it's nice to see Dave.
That's a great run, and that was one of the books. I think I still have them downstairs. I got to look for them. That I used to buy because they came out with the old Edgar Rice Burroughs stories and put them in. You know, I guess they were 45 and 50-cent paperbacks, and I've got a few of them downstairs. I think got to look for those.
Well, we got my kids a collection when they were younger of all the John Carter stories, and they really, really enjoyed them.
They're really great. They're just so good. I mean,
and actually,
the issues were in that run.
29 plus 3 annuals.
Okay.
So the big one, of course, is 18, which is Frank Miller's first Marvel artwork.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so it's actually got a little bit of value to it. And then I got some Jonah Hexes, which have come in. I've been trying to get some of the later Jonah Hexes. And so we've got slightly controversial one here.
Yeah.
Not at the time.
No, not the time. And then we have one that's not controversial, but so not bad to look at.
I've never seen that one.
I'm surprised DC let this get published, to be quite honest. But you know,
that's okay.
That's okay. We're very glad they let this get published.
We're okay with that one. That one can slide through. That's fine.
That's right. And then another one of those with him, that kind of weird alternate identity.
Yeah.
So, and these are all near the end of the run too, so they're harder to find because there's just not that many of them.
Nice
out there. So
Key Collector Act calls them scarce.
Yeah. So a couple other things here real quick. A Masters of the Universe.
Oh, that's neat.
Cool.
With the hardback cover.
Goodness.
That's right. And I mean, it's got Orko and Hordak, so it's a fun read. So if you got Masters of the Universe, you have to have
Thundercats.
Yep. I'm representing Steve.
That's why Steve came prepared, so we're good.
Hey, represent.
Look at that. There you go.
Thundercats.
And then two more things. We got a Strange Tales.
Oh, I love those.
I was trying to get the first appearance of the Fixer and Metallo, but apparently it's the issue before this.
Oh, okay.
So I continue to work on my weird books. And then a fundraising book that came out. It came out of Zoop, a fundraiser for refugees from Ukraine called Comics for Ukraine. And it's a hardback. The only reason I knew about it was because Colleen Doran, who I follow on Twitter, has a short story in this.
Oh.
And it also has a new Astro City story. It has a Scary Godmother story in it, actually. It's got a Gru story. It has, if I can find it here.
Did that come out this year or last year?
It just came out this year. I literally just got it in the mail earlier this week, like Tuesday. We have a Matt Wagner Grindel story.
Oh, nice.
Wow, look at that.
This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
And
these stories don't have anything to do with Ukraine directly. It's just a fundraiser, and these people did the stories, right?
most of them don't. Yeah. I mean, it really varied from artist to artist.
Mm-hmm.
So on how they would do it and how they would reference it.
Right.
And then the last one I wanted to show, which I'm perversely excited about because I love the series, Howard Chaykin returning back to our friend Reuben Flagg.
Wow.
That's
cool. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed American Flag when it came out. And Chaykin, I think, has the right mixture of cynicism and some optimism that things will get better to pen a story for all of this. So
nice.
So just something really cool that came in. So and that's all I got for round one.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Stuff.
So well, I was going to do a public service announcement, but I'm going to wait on that thing, I think. Let's see. Okay. What does it say here? What is the budget? That's right, Doug. Yeah.
And I will say Matt Wagner has just tweeted about a new project he's going to do about the origins of Dracula as a man. He's doing it with give me 1 minute and I'll tell you who he's doing it with. So I don't have it pulled up right here. He's doing it with Kelly. So he's doing it with Joe Kelly also. So
okay.
And that's going to be a Kickstarter that's starting up in about a week or so.
All right. Good. All right. Well, thanks. That's great. So, Milt, do you want to go?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me just start here. These are just some books that I have acquired over the last month and and stuff that I just thought was cool. I picked up Marvel sticker album,
Oh wow.
Cool.
It's just one of those weird
That's a nice
Marvel
homage.
things from front and back. It's early
What was
80s.
it? 80s, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Now, this is something I got on Whatnot for $3. And I'm a big Flintstones, Jetsons guy.
Mhm.
And this is Flintstones number 11, the first appearance of Pebbles,
Oh wow.
Ooh.
which I thought was kind of cool. So, and that's from '63, and
Nice.
for $3, wow.
Yeah.
And then
cool.
this was another $5 book that I just had to get because now that I have grandkids, I gotta have something to give them. And the first issue of Captain Planet.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Look
Yeah,
at
what's
that.
cool about this one is Neil Adams does the cover.
Oh yeah.
Kind of neat.
Mhm.
That is neat.
And it is a newsstand. I don't know if it means anything or not.
I'm sure your grandchildren will know that and treasure it.
20 years, if I'm still alive, maybe. I don't know. And then this is I got this on, it's amazing some of the crap I've gotten on Whatnot the past month for like $5 to $10. This is Garfield number 25.
Wow, that's a cool
Virgin-
cover.
Wow.
Do you know who does that?
No, who's that cover by?
George Perez.
Oh
Really?
man,
George.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And back in 2014,
my
That is
man
cool.
George.
I never saw it, but I like
Wow.
Garfield. And with George Perez, I figured, what the heck?
That
Jeez.
artwork's a little bit different than his normal stuff, though. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
That's why
Maybe
I
he
didn't
was a
pick it off
Garfield
as.
fan. I don't know.
I don't know. That's wild.
That
And
is
then
nice.
here's another. I'm a big Gumby guy also. I like
Yes, Gumby.
cartoons. Here's the Gumby.
Pokey was his horse. Pokey.
Be in Pokey. Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is the winter special from
Kamiko.
Mhm.
the cover by Arthur Adams,
Oh wow.
which is kind of neat.
Yeah, look, he captured Gumby just perfectly.
And well, let's put that for horror. Maybe that'll stick it. This came out this past week. Well, this book came out this past week, and it was my cover of the potential cover of the month. I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of the Golden Age Sandman.
Yeah.
So they had the first issue came out this past week,
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
and the story's actually good.
Is
I
it?
really Vertigo did that series, I think, back
Yeah.
in the
It was in the
Right,
late
Wagner.
80s, 90s, like 60 issues. I thought was really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Sandman a lot better than the Jack Kirby Sandman from '74 or so.
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember that one. Jack Kirby
No, I
tried to
don't remember
redo
Jack
Sandman
I
Kirby.
in his
do.
own
I
image.
do. It was.
Well, and then
painful.
that
Oh, the shiny
Look at
one.
that.
Whoa.
and then this was the this is the
Mhm.
foil.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I just kind of like it, with and those foils were getting up there. This one was $5.99.
That's a good price.
Been more than
Yikes.
that. I don't know if I would have got it. Yeah, and this is one of my covers of the month for September/October. The first issue of Penguin.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a good cover.
That's nice.
I just
Cool.
thought it was there's a lot of stuff on there,
It
and I
sure
just
is.
liked it. And what else is there? Oh, and here is the cover of the month by Peach Momoko.
Okay.
She does a lot of crap.
Mhm.
Sometimes she gets it right.
Yep.
And
The love hate.
Guardians of the Galaxy #6, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Howard the Duck. Which
Yeah, well done. Nice.
now there is one I got along the same lines. They put out a 1 in 50, and
Oh,
That's
there
nice.
you go.
Virgin.
Cool.
And
I like that. You know,
Yeah,
I had her.
I had to buy a lot of issues.
You should have
So-
told me. I had her sign a book for me yesterday. You just
What's
send
that
me
song?
these. I would have got them signed for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's still young.
But anyhow, so that's my acquisitions I thought of interest over the past.
Now I have to tell everybody before the show started, Milt was saying, "I don't have many comics to show."
What I meant was I didn't have any, really cool comics.
I think they were cool.
We determined that was a lie.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
The,
you just
the
left
coolest,
us.
the coolest one I have, I believe, and I don't think other people do, but the Flintstones, number 11, the first appearance of Pebbles.
That's a cool cover.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's a beat book, but for $3,
Beat books are fine. I was talking to somebody yesterday that there's this young fellow who sells up at the a little bit more upstate from me at one of the flea markets, and he happened to see me a few weeks ago. I guess maybe a month ago now, and he says, "Oh, you're Joe, right?" I go, "Yeah." Like, who's this guy? He says, "Yeah, I follow you on YouTube." I said, "Oh, that's great," and we talked a little bit. So then last night he's watching me going through these long boxes looking for books, and he comes up to me. I go, "Oh yeah, the guy." So he goes, "Yeah," and so I was telling him we were talking about it. He goes, "Yeah, I try to get like the best books and all that." I said, "Not me anymore. I'm too old. I just get the book." So I got it, and if it's low grade, I'm okay with that. So it even costs, it's cheaper.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he Milt lies. I think he just, he's a little, he doesn't want to show off. I think he has a little
No, I just got some. They're okay.
That's okay. We're just giving you a little bit of time. And now it's time for the Steve White Show. Look at that. Look, he hasn't even opened it yet. Look at that. Oh my God. This is
what's in there?
I don't know. Let's find out.
This is a premiere. First and only on the Anachronic Comics YouTube channel.
Unboxing. Well, how about untaping? At least Matt was good. He taped it all for me. This is from
easy.
My buddy
Easy.
Matt, who has an online store called Captive Audience Comics, and he does all these great deals and stuff all the time, and he's got some really cool books. So let's see what we got here to add to my collection of me Wonder Woman. Look at that.
Look at that.
Whoa. Nice Artemis.
Yes.
Hell hath no fury, I say.
Hell hath no
I thought I said bath for a second.
Yeah. Wonder Woman 123. So I'm working on the whole 226 issue series there, and I'm slowly getting through them. Also, this is the first time I've seen these things in person.
Wow, look at that.
Really cool.
Yeah, those are just such great covers.
I know. I'm just filling them in, and yeah, they had fantastic. Oh, okay.
Steve, I was telling somebody yesterday because I had the Wonder Woman. And I was telling him about the books I gave you, and I said, I still hurt over that, but I knew that he would love them so much.
I do love them so very much, and I still look at them and display them on occasion. Because those covers are fantastic. Yeah. So this is the second Artemis. So nice. That's Wonder Woman 0. So that's a good one. I didn't have this one. It's in pretty good shape too. Near mint.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice cover.
It is.
And then this one is a compliment to the slab that I just picked up, the 219.
Very good.
It's the second. This is the second print, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
That one. Another wicked cover. Look at this thing. Damn.
That's nice.
Good old John Byrne. So I got about 8 books in this collection. Oh man, this is a really nice one. This one goes right back to like the Perez type art.
Oh yeah.
That is wicked.
Yeah, that is good.
Wow, that's an amazing cover.
I mean, that is really good.
That is like seriously detailed, just like Perez likes to do. Eh? That's number 137. Not sure it is Perez. I don't know. I don't think it was Perez that did this one though, because he was out of it by then. He came back to do a couple of stories in it, but I think he was out by then. I'm gonna have to look that one up. So that's 137 if you want to look that one up. somebody's on their computer. 137. Just go to my comic shop, and they usually have the cover artist for those too. And then another cool one that's very much like the Perez stuff.
Yes, that
Number
is
120.
That's a Perez look. Yes.
Yeah, that is.
definitely. Yeah.
Fantastic covers. I love these things. So that was my little box opening one there. And then I got like all whack of books here. More DC stuff.
Doug thinks it might be Jimenez because he was a Perez clone early on. Doug says.
Yeah.
Think so?
That's what he says. The casting.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like a premiere to
the Death Metal,
Dark Knight's Death Metal, the Death
yeah.
Metal one. Because I never did get the Death Metal one. I have the Dark Knight's Death Metal. That one came out. That one I was all over. It was really good. So this one I've been working on trying to get. And speaking of that, boom, Dark Metal.
Yeah.
It's the number 4 of it. I think I have a couple of issues. I'm slowly piecing it together. But
I have a bunch of those issues, but unlike you, I wasn't looking just for the Wonder Woman ones.
Yeah. Well, he has Matt has these $2 sales on Fridays where he has all these books and it's just $2 and you just go on to his webpage and just go through all his uploads and everything's $2. It's a claim sale, right? So I love going on there.
That's a hell of a deal.
I'm sitting there at work and I'm just like claim. And this is like 2-3 weeks worth of claims that I hadn't picked up. And I finally called them today and I said, okay, I'm going to be on Joe's show tonight. I got to come by and get all these books. I need all this stuff, right?
Need content.
I need content. Joe needs content.
Men of Wrath. What's that?
This is a really brutal story. It's an assassin. And this guy he has no problem killing children, women, whatever. It's pretty brutal. It's a serious
Sounds like
book.
Hamas.
Here is a throwback to the 80s. Check that out.
What was the company for that one you just showed before?
This one is Icon.
Oh, Icon. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Icon.
All right.
Comics.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how many are in that. I think it's a fairly new series that's out, Men of Wrath. I got the first 2 and I thought it was really good. So then when he's had more of them, I had to go and pick them up because it was really cool.
Now, what is this one?
Remember Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah.
Back in the 80s when he was like famous for about 10 minutes.
Yo.
And he did that. He did all those funny little rhymes that naughty, naughty, naughty.
He was a New Yorker, right? That's
Hey,
he came across as it, That was his movie, right? Wasn't it a movie?
Yeah, Ford Fairlane.
Movie, yeah.
Yeah, so there's 2 issues to this, so I got both of them. Again, $2 a piece, so why not, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I started laughing when I saw him because I used to watch his stand-up stuff back in the 80s, and I thought it was really hilarious. So
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
yeah. And let's get into some of our lovely...
he was kind of a modern Don Rickles. He offended a lot of people.
My Kamiko, I love my Macross Saga, my Robotech. So got a bunch of these on there. So I'm just looking to see if I found anything that was higher grade. I've got the whole run of this stuff, but it's just, I'll have extras. So if I ever slab my collection at some point in time down the line, I'll actually have other books that I can have for reader copies along with the slab copies.
Now, was Robotech a toy or a show or what was it?
It was a TV show. It was a Japanese anime. They had a whole toy line to go with it. I don't know if the toys came out first or the series, but they had there was a cartoon.
I remember
of
the
it too.
toys. I wasn't sure if it was on TV or not. Okay.
Yeah,
I think the series came out first. So
yeah, it's hard to tell with these things. I mean, back in the day, I mean, look at what G.I. Joe was. All the toys were first, and then everything else came after.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's about it for me. I still got a bunch more here, but we can always go another round.
Okay.
My
All right, so I'll go now. All right, so I'm going to show you some stuff I picked up at the New York Comic-Con. The first thing I'm going to say, I didn't pick this up, but I had this with me. I was like, let me do it. Let's see. Okay, I guess like this. That's better. So I had this with me. I brought it with me because I knew that Dave Bratton would be there, and I wanted him to sign it. And you see, I got Reggie's quote-unquote signature and Doug Bratton's signature as well.
What, the asterisks?
Yeah, that's the way he signs stuff, I guess. But anyway, the funny thing about it was I say, I'm going to bring this in because I know Dave is there, and I'll be the only person that has this isolation variant, the double homage, that'll have all 3 signatures on it. So there's another guy there. Doug knows who he is. I forget who he was now. And he sees me doing this. He goes, "Oh, would you sign mine too?" So that takes care of the exclusivity of this thing. I was going to retire, a second retirement on this, but now
Not anymore.
And there were isolation New York Comic-Con exclusives. All right. And so I only picked up one because Reggie didn't bring them all, but I ordered the other ones. I'm going to pick them up at GarageCon. But this is one that I actually had them sign. It's shiny, that's there. But the other one, I don't know, maybe Doug could say, the other one had like these, I don't know, pieces of stuff that when you turned them, they kind of like jumped out at you. It was like really cool. But I wanted the number ones, and Reggie didn't bring any, or he didn't bring enough, and so he didn't have them. So I'll have to pick them up when I get down to GarageCon.
Oh, you mean the embossed? An embossed one?
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Yeah. So, but that was pretty cool. So just wanted to show those out. Now, what I was telling people when I was at New York Comic-Con, people coming up to me saying, "Oh, did you get this exclusive? Did you see this? Did you see that?" I said, "Didn't you see my video on burnout?" I said, "I'm following my rules." I said, "I've got a list. I know certain things that I'm following, my niche that I'm looking for. I wrote them down. I have them right here." I said, "That's what I'm focusing in on." So except for one book that I put outside of that, that's what I did. So let me show you the first one. Although Milt says he can't understand my obsession with Metamorpho, this is a guy who likes Howard the Duck. I did pick up one from volume 1 of Metamorpho. This is number, was it 13? So they were, I think there's only 17 or 18 of them. So now I only have 2 more to get. So I managed to get this one, which is cool. All right. Then for my Justice League of America run, I was able to pick up another 4. So it leaves me with 11 to get. So here's number 67.
Nice.
100 page. It's really in good shape too. I was really happy with it. Most
of
the books are not in this good a shape. Number 86. Right there.
Okay.
All right. There's no food left on Earth.
Oh no. Get Thanos to wipe out half the universe.
There you go. And then you're all
set. A very special book.
Right.
I love those covers, how they have the members on the side there.
Yeah. They always had like the roll call.
Yeah.
And this is a good one, I think. I'd like to read this one. The Stranger is involved with this. Right there. See, he's coming in. Yeah.
I think that's a crossover with Rutland, Vermont, I believe. So.
Oh yeah.
That may be the one that crosses over with that Avengers tale, or
is it? I don't know.
I don't remember. One of those that they sort of had an unofficial DC Marvel crossover.
Right, I remember that. This is the one. Oh, I haven't read about that in a long time. I'll have to take a look and see. Yeah. All right. So that was cool. Now, the other one of my niche things is Doc Savage, right? Because I used to read when my best friend was reading the Conan paperbacks, I was reading Doc Savage. I must have about 20 or 30 of them downstairs. And when I show some of these books off at some point, I'm going to have to bring them up and show them because it's kind of cool. These are all like 50-cent paperbacks that I read as a kid. So one of the things I decided is to try to collect as many of them as I can. And I have like the 1987 first DC series. I have that complete one that's there. But I'm going back to the Marvel ones. This is the 1972 Marvel series. And I needed numbers 2 through 5 and 7 to complete the series. And guess what? I got them. So I completed another series. And this is kind of interesting. It's got a stamp on top. And I'm trying to research it. It's Logan Drugs Limited. And there is a Logan, Utah, I think. So I'm not sure if that's where it's from. I can't read it because there's a stamp on it. But this is number 2. All right, that's right there. And you can see the stamp on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think it's kind of cool. I like the fact that it's got a stamp of where it was sold. I just got to try to figure it out. A couple of them have it, but I can't get the whole thing because it's kind of faded on there. That's number 2.
Good night, Doug.
Take care, Doug. Doug is wiped out and he's got to go back tomorrow. Here's number 3. That's a cool cover. Silver Death's Head.
Who does the covers?
That's nice.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that question. I should have looked it up probably beforehand, because that way if somebody asked me, but I don't know.
Googling.
Well, let's take a moment and see if they've got something here for it.
Yeah, they used to write them on the cover back then.
Yeah, I don't see it here. Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh yeah, this is Steranko cover.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
It's really cool. All right.
That makes it even cooler. Wow.
Yeah. Even
Super
cooler.
ultra cool now.
Number 4. I don't know if this is Steranko, but it looks like one of his covers. Okay. Number 4. Number 5, The Night of the Monsters. I'm just looking for a name on the cover, but I don't see it. Night of the Monsters.
These are great.
The Man of Bronze.
The Man of Bronze.
And the last one I needed to get, and this was in really good shape, and this is from 1972, or maybe 73. The Brand of the Werewolf.
Nice. What issue was that one?
This is number 7, and it was it's by Buckler is the cover. It's got a little bit of a Jack Kirby vibe to it.
Yeah,
you know,
it's good. These are great covers.
So I completed that 1972 run, which is great. So it's the second Doc Savage run that I've completed. Now, I stuck by my guns, right? When I was there, I had blinders on, but I saw this one book. It was $3.
Gotta get it.
And I said, I gotta get it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. People say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down.
And honestly,
okay, I'm done.
If that's complete and everything, $3 is really a steal for that, to be quite honest.
It's from it's number 4 from September of 1967.
Well, they started rebroadcasting the Monkeys show.
Yeah.
Okay,
on
the monkey.
Access TV.
Well,
they've started rebroadcasting the Monkeys and a park.
We watched it all the time. We had their albums. I don't know if I have them in my little box of albums, which is something else I'm going to do in my comic book room. Part of it's going to be my old albums. I still have my old turntable that my wife got me when we were dating. I've got these big speakers that I got at electronics store that no longer exists.
The giant.
So I'm setting up this retro music area. That's my key here. So hopefully the Monkeys are in there too, because that was my sister's favorite. And I'm thinking that when I left and we split up and all that, she might have taken the monkey stuff with her, because I don't know if I have it or not. But I saw this, I just had to get it. I mean, it's in decent shape, but it was just.
Do you know who wrote almost all their songs?
Yeah, Neil Diamond wrote some.
Yes, from the Brill Building. Yes,
right.
And Carole King and
Carole King. Yeah, exactly. They were good songs.
They were great songs.
I mean, they wanted to write their own and stuff like that. And I think they did some at the end, but they had some great writers and things like that. You know, they were rebelling because they wanted to be real musicians and all this. But their show was on for 3 seasons, as I remember. And it was a fun show to watch. It was kind of like they tried to duplicate in some ways the Beatles' first movie, you know, with all the craziness and running and the girls running after them and stuff like that. You know, Hard Day's Night. And they just tried to duplicate that with kind of the vibe that was there. Yeah. And so I think it was good. It was successful for a while. They were on top of the heap. I mean, so that was cool.
Well, you know, the Beatles cartoon tried to get that same vibe. And the Jackson 5 one also.
Yeah. And I have the Hard Day's Night. I have a whole story about that. It's like how we got to see it and so forth. It's pretty interesting. It's on my podcast, incidentally, guys, if you want to listen to it. Anyway, so that's it. So we've gone through the first round. Okay. And since we've done that, I'm going to take a little bit of a pause. Just give me a second because I'm not ready for it yet. I'm going to share my screen. and I want to talk about briefly about comics curing cancer. Okay. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is, first of all, it's a worthwhile scenario. If you watched my first episode of the Anachronic College of Comic Book Knowledge, Rob was on there. He managed to get a doctorate, which meant an extra $50 went to his charity of choice, which was C3 Comics Curing Cancer. All right. So if you go to Comics Curing Cancer to the Instagram site, all right, and you click on the link tree, you'll see all this information here. All right. All the different shows that are there. All right. And what they're going to have. Gary has one of the shows that's there, DJ Links, Comic Journey, Brian LCS, John's Comic Book Kids. Of course, Rob has one as well. A whole bunch of them that are there. The other reason I'm bringing this up right now is that people that follow me know that I've had for the last couple of years a mystery box for a charity event. The first year we did St. Jude's Hospital for children with cancer, which was really great. Last year we did Tunnel to Towers Foundation. So this year what I did, in order to help the C3 people make their goal of $25,000, is I've given Rob 10 mystery boxes. So they're going to be distributed in some way, maybe 5 and 5 to different shows. So if you're interested in supporting it and you want to get one of the mystery boxes, just watch some of the shows. If I find out what show is going to be on, I'll let you know. There are 15 comic books, mostly modern, but there'll be some silver and bronze thrown in. So it's 15 books for $50 postage paid. All right. So it's pretty cheap. You're basically getting books for like $3 or $4 a piece. Some cool books are in there. So if you get a chance to take a look at that, that'll be fine. And if you want to be on the Anachronic Comics for Comic Book Knowledge, there is a link in this and all of my shows going forward where you can apply for admission to the college, which means you get picked, you go on, we'll ask you some questions, you could win some money for your favorite charity. So take a look, see whether or not you're interested in doing that. It would be great if you were. And also, Comics Curing Cancer, the weekend of the 21st of October. It'll be great. Look at it, help out, and I think you'll just feel better for it, and we'll be helping people. And I think that's the thing to do. So that's my public service announcement. All right. Any questions? Anything like that? Anybody? All right. Good. All right. So let's go. So now we're going to go into the horror Halloween mode. All right. So let's see what we got. Chuck?
All right. Well,
bring the horror.
If we're going to start off with some horror, we're going to kind of go a little light and go a little bit heavier here. So because we know Tina is on, we have to bring the obligatory horror. Scooby-Doo. Light horror. But, you know, it's we talk about working on runs, right? I get to knock another one off the list.
Excellent.
Slowly but surely.
Good.
And cheaply, because none of those are cheap anymore.
And how many are in that series?
There was 26 in total.
Okay. That's not too bad to get.
Yeah, until you see the prices for like the first 5, and then
great.
Yeah, then it gets bad. So,
Okay.
So continuing along that line, in one of the online Twitter auctions, I was able to grab a really nice Treehouse Haunt of Horror.
Oh wow!
Which
Nice.
I've been revisiting on my own, and I love this series. Just absolutely love them, and I forgot all the people who created who were. This has Mike Allred and James Robinson and Jeff Smith contributing stories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, you know, that's just gonna be fantastic. I mean, there's no way around that. So
that's phenomenal. I loved it when the Simpsons would do their Halloween shows every year. They were always so cool.
They were really cool.
Me too, exactly. And one of my favorite ones is the one they did with the Great Pumpkin about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it supposedly came to life, and it was just, you could tell how much love they have for the Peanut source material when they were doing that. So,
Right.
And these Bongo books, guys, they're remarkably expensive for something that so no one supposedly collected. Apparently, everybody's looking for Bongo books now. Looking at them, one of the local LCSs around here, the one that's out near my work, he had later issues of Treehouse Haunt of Horror priced at $30-$40.
Whoa.
Wow.
And I mean, now it could be because again it's October, but still that's kind of crazy. So
unless there's a scarceness to them, I don't know.
I think there is to a certain extent. I don't think they had huge print runs to begin with, and then I'm not sure how many people kept them.
Exactly, breakage.
Well, The Simpsons are still around. People see that, this word of mouth. People start looking at it. They say, "Oh, this shouldn't cost too much," and suddenly you got to run on it.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the comics field, right? A run can be 15 people in the chat. So
That's right.
yeah. There you go.
So let's start writing. No, we have a blade.
Ooh, blade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice 90s blade here. And then to wrap it all up, I was able to land a full run of the Eclipse Seduction of the Innocent books.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so you've got just these awesome covers here.
Yeah.
Number one. Great science cover here.
Whoa, I love that.
All we need is a good bubble helmet, and Rob would be
yeah.
over the moon. So
50s and a
That's a great
robot.
cover, though.
Need
I
a
love
robot
that
in
cover.
there.
that's right. Well, I'm sure there's a robot somewhere in the ship there. So I think we can say that fairly certainly.
Mhm.
We have this great one right here.
Wow, look at that.
That's cool.
And number 3.
So it's,
Love that angle with the shadows and everything. So
I don't know about that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've got number 4,
Oh,
the
Oh,
Lady
that's
Mystery
interesting.
here.
Yeah, that's good.
So
It's beautiful.
really, really great cover here. Almost, not quite noirish, but it has that sort of feel to it. So
I like it.
we've got a 5, nice bit of gun violence there.
Yeah.
So, makes us all feel good. Number 6.
oh yeah, big
Wow.
giant eyeball.
And these are all awesome books and everything, but they're not why I bought the lot. The reason I bought the lot
Or
was for her.
some good girl, are they?
3-dimensional.
Dave Stevens. Dave Stevens.
Wow.
I
Beautiful.
continue to check my list off on my Dave Stevens covers.
That's terrific.
And it's in beautiful shape. And it's good when the 20-year-old son comes in and looks at it and goes, Dad, that's an amazing cover.
It is.
So
It
we've
is.
got that. And they threw in the other 3-dimension Seduction of the Innocent, which has a really neat cover. It was done by some guy by the name of Wrightson, but I don't think he really amounted to much of anything. So,
I love
already
the
moved
green
on
on
a
that.
little bit at DC, and we should all
Little
forget
bit.
that. So, but that's just another fantastic cover there with the guy.
Yeah, drown him.
Nice. That's a great series.
So, it was really, really awesome. It got it for under $70. So,
great.
Oh,
Great
wow.
pickup.
yeah.
That's cool.
That's a steal, man. That's a
It
steal. See, the prices are coming back down. This is a buyer's market right now. It's great.
I think so, but I tell you though, the Dave Stevens books though, they are not going down. They are going up a lot. So
Indeed.
there's my horror right there. So I'm sure I could find an overpriced book here somewhere I could pull up and have that as a horror book, but we're not going to do that. So
Yeah, that biographical documentary that came out about him. And everybody's going, "Oh, wow, that's a Dave Stevenson." Everybody recognizes this stuff all the time now. Before you can kind of get by with it,
Yeah.
Tina says that Bernie guy is her fave.
hey, Bernie's pretty impressive too. I like Bernie also.
And Chris says not too shabby. All right, that's a good start there, Chuck. Thank
There
you.
we go.
All right, let's put Milt on and see if he has any horror. You have anything for us, Milt, or should we just go on?
Oh no, I grabbed some slabs out of my collection of stuff that I liked. During the 70s, Marvel had a lot of reprints, early 70s. Like Here's one like the Chamber of Chills.
Wow. Nice.
I mean,
Here we go. Stuff out of his tickle trunk.
No. These are just just 70s books.
Just seven. Just
Yeah, it's
seven.
not going back to the 50s.
Yeah.
Well, no, and then Unknown Worlds, which was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Those are great covers. All of those.
And then, like I said, Peach Momoko, pretty much a lot of her stuff is either crap or it's pretty good stuff. And she actually did a Vampirella that I kind of liked.
Oh, Dynamite. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
And,
That is a good one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it or not.
Yep.
Just move it back a little bit. Move it back a little bit.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
are.
There.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
Nice Virgin cover too.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. And then a horror show wouldn't be complete unless you had the Monster.
The monster.
Yeah.
Now they
Now, I was a Monsters guy.
Now, if Mark was on, he'd be all over that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark
I like,
pulled out 3 copies of it, so that's.
now that I got the Munsters and I had the Addams Family, but that's more of a cartoon cover and not a photo cover.
Mm-hmm.
Now I did get some books recently, and these were Whatnot purchases. Whenever they have a zombie tramp,
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
for a couple bucks, I figured, what the hell.
Yeah.
And she has this She-Hulk kind of look to her.
Right. Yeah.
The zombie.
And then this came out last week, and it's kind of a horror book also. But it just happened to be a 50th anniversary Howard book as well.
Of course.
Yep.
Should have had Hellcow on there if they were going to do it right. I mean,
But my I got this last week, and this is my favorite Halloween cover. It just it's Sabrina's Annual Spooktacular.
what year
What
is
is your
that?
favorite?
That's from this October 2023.
Nice.
Brand.
I don't remember seeing that at all. Wow.
Well, it was limited to 200 copies, and so it's
And Milt bought 199 of them.
What's that?
I said you bought 199 of the 200, right?
Nah, they were a little bit expensive. They were like $35.
Oh.
Nice.
And it's by Elias Chatzudis. But I like that. It's simplistic. It reminds me of the 60s.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot.
But it's kind of cool.
Nice.
That's all the horror I got. I mean,
That's good.
I don't know.
Because now we've got Steve, the voice, White.
Yes.
There he is.
My favorite book is back. Oh,
Creep Show.
Great show.
I'm
Yes.
so thrilled with this thing being back. Volume 2, number 2. It's such a good book.
Hmm.
I mean, they got all those little horror stories in them, and it's. I'm a big fan of this kind of stuff.
Nice.
Takes
And
me
great
back to
covers too.
the old days. Yeah, they got that old school covers to them. These are all brand new books that just came out, so it's it's kind of the theme of horror going on.
Right.
Operation Sunshine with this vampire chick who's like farting out some kind of cloud thing behind her, the zombie thing. That's what it looks like on the image.
I never saw that.
It wasn't a bad read, but I might pick up the next one. It's a pretty good book. This one was a cool. I grabbed this for the cover.
Oh wow! Look at that. Haunted Girl.
Haunted Girl.
Image. Huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Girl that sees ghosts and stuff, and she's very haunted. And they didn't really they developed the character just a little bit in this one, so they kind of left you hanging at the end of this one. So
Yeah. Okay.
and Destiny's Gate, another kind of weird one. Guy down on his luck gets on this train, and it takes him to some weird hellish dimension.
It's my life
Pretty
story.
cool.
Did you get the Werewolf by Night one shot by any chance? That was really good.
No, I didn't grab that one.
I grabbed it. I haven't read it yet.
I've got. Yeah.
Is it really good?
Yes.
It's a collection, right? Or
No, it's
No, it's just a one shot.
it's just a one shot. So
This is a nice vampire book if you're into the vampires. I know Reggie would
Steve,
probably be
just
all for this one.
push the bottom. No, you had it okay. Just push the bottom, the bottom part up like this. No, the other way. That's better. Yeah. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Nice.
And then the last one. Everybody
American
probably
Psycho.
got into this one. American Psycho. Not a bad book. This was a good read too.
That looks like
Yeah, like the Jeffrey Dahmer kind of look.
that's not a good look.
No.
he's doing the they are channeling Christian Bale there. So
yeah, it's Christian Bale. That's it.
Oh, is that who it is? Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's starting the movie version of it. So
Yeah, we'll throw one up for Rob.
Robot Fighter.
This one's for Mark. This is actually, I was going to throw this up and tease him because I found these at my side LCS. I found 2 books that he doesn't have in his collection. This one and this one.
Nice. I don't have those either.
I just love Magnus. I mean, that was
They're pretty cool.
mm-hmm.
They're neat covers.
That's going to be one. Once I finish some of these other things on my list, that might be one that I start looking a little bit more intensely at.
The robot. Yeah, there's still some more over at the second, my other side LCS. So I can.
I
give
know,
you the
but I
list.
got blinders. Got blinders now.
All right, I see. He has goals, and yeah, you got to stick with your goals.
Oh, it's
All
hard.
right.
It's hard.
All right, Joe, show us what you got.
I'm on. Okay. So first thing I'm going to show is I just went down quickly because I wasn't sure if I was going to get. I had some new books that I was going to get, and they actually all came in except for one came in today. So I wasn't sure. So I decided to go and just take a look at some of the books that I had that might fit into the horror range. I haven't shown these yet, but these you have to, starting with the EC comics, you had all these anthologies, right? And DC had a number of them, and Marvel had it as well. So this is the first one I picked out. I'm not even sure what year this is. I didn't look into them. I just picked them out, and they were downstairs. But I always loved this cover. Bought this as a kid, 20 cents. All right. This is House of Secrets. All right. What number is it? Number 99. All right. This is cool. I always liked yellow backing on the covers there. So
that is cool, like a crystal ball thing.
Crystal ball, right? Guys reaching for something or other. So these books, I used to read these, and of course, these used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid. But I always liked this cover. Then The Unexpected was always a little bit different than House of Secrets. So this one has to do with voodoo, which used to scare the hell out of me too. Somebody had a doll and it looked like me, Ben. So there it is.
Nice.
Shadow of the Devil doll. Voodoo. Nobody believes it can kill. Well, that guy sure believes it.
It's evil.
Yeah, it's evil. And the Marvel one that I might have more, but I just went really quick. Talking about Wrightson.
Yep.
I think this is one of his covers. Tower of Shadows. Oh, come on, man. There's nothing to see here. This turf is dead. Not quite.
Yeah, he only did a small handful of Marvel covers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
I didn't even know he did.
It says Wrightson right there.
That is awesome.
That's a cool cover.
His most prominent one is Dead of Night 11, the first Scarecrow.
Oh, nice.
Really awesome, incredible cover. So,
yeah, NYCC was good. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Just really super busy, busier than I thought. And this one, I have a bunch of people know my thing with Spider-Man, where after number 50 in the last volume, I basically was collecting to stop running them and so forth. So I happened to have this one there, and I saw it, and I said, this is actually a pretty cool copy. And it fits right into Halloween. So I thought I'd pick this one up.
Nice.
Right?
Yes.
All Hallows Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of cool. Now, I did get some new ones in. And the first one that I wanted to show you is one that I got at the New York Comic-Con. At the end of the day, I went to 2 panels because I was like exhausted. Reggie and the Bratton Bros decided to go out and get something to eat because they didn't have lunch, and it was about 3:30. So I was going to stick around. So I saw there were a couple of panels that I thought would be good. One had to do with the Fleischer Studios, his granddaughter, and some other people that are looking to. They're getting all of the originals that are still viable, and they're making them into 4K, like HD type of stuff. And they just told the whole story. They showed some of the changes that they made, and they had a lot of videos on it. It was a lot of fun. Everybody sang the Popeye the Sailor Man song because everybody knew it, so it's kind of cool. The second one that I went to was a Avengers Assemble this week, a special Marvel event. And it had like the current people doing Avengers, like Al Ewing, Jed McKay, who was doing the main Avengers title and so forth, and some of the editors that were there as well. And because we went, they gave us all a special book. This is Avengers #5, a variant by Stuart. I think it's Immonen is his name. It's actually shrink wrapped. I didn't open it or anything like that. But I thought it was perfect for this time of year. It has Scarlet Witch on there, but look what's all around her.
Oh man, that is a wicked cover.
Yeah,
that is really cool.
So we're going out to give everybody one of these, right? And so I'm sitting there thinking to myself, is there some way I can get 2 of them? The guy in front of me says, "Oh, can I have one for my friend?" Because that's oh, my friend couldn't make it. Can I have one, right? So the guy who's running it says, "No, 1, 2 of attendant, 1, 2 of attendant." Well, I didn't have to embarrass myself because the guy in front of me did. But it's really a cool cover, I thought. It's really cool. I didn't even know what it was, and I didn't want to take it out of the shrink rack, so I looked it up. And it says here on Thursday, October 12th, attendees to the Avengers Assemble will get a color focus Avengers #5 variant by Stuart Immonen as the Scarlet Witch battles the deadliest member of the Ashen Combine. Yeah. Now, I don't read this stuff, so I don't know what that is, but I just thought the cover was really, really cool.
It's a bunch of new villains that came down to Earth, and each one of the Avengers had to try and fight them.
They explained all of that, and they showed the pictures of them, and they showed a bunch of like covers and things like that, stuff that's coming up over the next few months.
Yeah.
And they tried to tell you a little bit about the story without giving away stuff. So, but I thought this was cool and perfect for this show. Now, DC has, and I was trying to find some of the ones that I know I have a couple of them downstairs, but we're trying to get like more newer things that are coming in. So, but DC has routinely had an annual Halloween comic book, and it goes way back. I'm not sure when it first started. It might have been the early 2000s, but they always have a Halloween comic book. And this is actually a rabbit hole that I think I'm going to be going down at some point in time. I'm trying not to do it now, but I might be one of those things where, if I see it, yeah, okay, I'll pick one up, because there's plenty of them that are out there. And there are some with covers that are just fantastic, because when I got these, I started researching it a little bit more. There was essentially 3 of them that came out starting in 2008 that were the DC Universe Halloween special. So this is the covers are cool, but the best thing about it were that they were anthologies again. You had all the DC characters. This is the 2008 one.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you have a bunch of different DC characters. I wrote down some of the names. Let me see if I have some for this one. I'm not sure if I wrote these down. But the covers for these 3 were done by a fellow named Gene Ha, who's done a bunch of things for DC, some for Marvel, but basically DC. And most of the books that you really don't think about buying or whatever else, he's kind of on them. He's done some good ones. But I see. I wrote some down for 2009, some examples of there. But so you've got the characters, you've got some great, titles. Sorry.
That's just a fantastic cover too.
This was 2008. Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
This is and they all come out in October with December cover dates. This is 2009. right?
Oh, another cool one.
Yeah, and this one, like for example, Unhappy Halloween is the first story in here. So think about it, Unhappy Halloween. So who do you think is the main character? DC character. Unhappy Halloween.
The Joker.
Bizarro.
Bizarro.
So here's Bizarro's quote.
Unhappy.
Who give candy to children? People am sick. So, I mean, there's a bunch of really cool ones. House of Mystery, Halloween, you know, I mean, there's a bunch of them here that are really funny. The Ballad of Jonathan Crane, The Elongated Halloween. I mean, so, I mean, they're really cool. I'm going to have to take a look and make sure that I read these type of things and see what they are, but that's kind of cool. And the last one I had was 2010. So that finishes the kind of the 3 comic book arc that they came out with. And this is Halloween Special 2010. And this cover is really cool with Solomon Grundy on it there.
Mm-hmm.
And look who's there at the bottom. Come on, Steve. It's your gal.
Is that Wonder Woman?
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman. You're going to have to pick this one up now.
Yeah, I will. Another rabbit hole.
Cool. And I don't know if I wrote any of them down here. They're just such cool things that
What
they
year
had.
is that one?
I didn't write any of these. But basically, when they had one of the crises or something like that, they kind of changed the comic that they had. But if you go back, I mean, there's a whole line of these. Yeah, Chris knows. Solomon Grundy, Born on Monday. So, yeah, Batman: The Long Halloween came out in '96. But they had one of the stories or one of the books was, I think one of the stories in one of these books had something to do with the Long Halloween. You know, it was kind of a play off of it as well. So I'm really looking forward to reading these now that it's Halloween. They can sit down and reading these, and they were just cool. They're really good shape. I got these from my comic shop, so they were in good shape, and you know, something to look out for. But getting all of these, I'm gonna make a list up just so I know where they are. I'm not going for them, you know, right away. But if I see one,
not yet,
I might pick it up. But I'm not going to rush towards the end of that. So those are my horror Halloween books.
It's not a sprint; it's just a light jog.
Yeah, and you know, and that's okay, because if you happen to see something like that you like, you say, yeah, you know what, not too expensive. You know,
Yeah,
pick one up.
Not a big deal.
You know, but here's the key though. I was picking when I was doing the JLA stuff, especially in the beginning. I didn't have a list. You know, I didn't have CLZ on my phone. So sometimes I'd say, oh, do I have this one? I don't think so. And I come back and I had it already. So
yeah.
So now I make sure I have my phone with me, but I also make a list of the ones I'm definitely, you know, searching out on. And that just makes life so much easier. So I make sure that I have these things there. That and a pencil, you know. So anyway, so that's our show. All right. I think it was pretty good.
That was awesome.
I enjoyed it.
It was fantastic.
So I want to thank Milt, Chuck, and Steve, you know, for their help. I'm going to have a video coming out next Wednesday that's going to be kind of another kind of introspective video that I think you're going to like. I haven't recorded it yet. It's going to be maybe a stream of consciousness, I think. And then then the week after, we're going to have a comic book crowd show. I'm going to be traveling a little bit, so I'm not sure I'm going to have a Wednesday show that week because I might be out of town. It might be difficult to do. But we had a good time doing it. I want to thank the people that showed up. Some people came, left, had to go to bed, whatever else. That's great. All right. People who watched the replay, we appreciate you as well. Milt, thank you so much for showing up again. Some great comics as usual. Chuck is like a walking encyclopedia.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. You show a comic and it gives you like this entire history. That's why we love you, Chuck. You fill in the blanks for us. Steve, you're not shabby yourself when it comes to that type of stuff as well, but you always have these interesting books to show. And so we love having you here. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you, chat. Appreciate the chat. A lot of talking going on. Everything was really great. We'll probably have another one of these maybe next month. We're always getting books, so like, why not, right?
Sure.
So take a look. We schedule it when we can. It's not a regular show, so you got to tickle that little bell so that you know what's coming in. Milt is trying to entice you to come next time around. Milt will have more suggestive covers, and we'll have some robot fighters. Mark, when you watch this, Steve and Werewolf, we're all set. All right, guys, have a good one. Have a good night. Take care.
Hey, folks.
Bye.